Moving into a new house is always an exciting and stressful time for me. There's so much to pack up, transport, throw away, buy new, put together. It's a headache for sure, but I also find it gives me lots of time to reflect on my life as I settle into my new place. Since I came to Korea back in February 2015, I've lived in 7 different places, so on average that's moving about once a year. First I was in Ilsan, then went down to Gwangju in Cholla province, then back up to Seoul, where I bounced around several areas in the city. Usually those moves represent a new chapter in my life, starting a job as an English teacher or entering Korean graduate school. But this time, the move means something different to me. Instead of a change in my personal life, this change is within me, emotionally. I didn't have any long-term plans when I first came to Korea. I was interested in learning the language, but to be honest, I didn't know much about the culture. I'd had a few Korean friends in university, but beyond the little they had told me about Korea, mostly about Girls' Generation and Big Bang, I really didn't know much. My move to Korea was a blind jump into a culture that I didn't know anything about, but I was excited to explore. As such, my time here living in Korea didn't feel permanent. I thought I'd have a few fun years making friends and learning the language, then move back home or to another country. I was just going to play it by ear, and when I felt it was time to leave, I would leave. That feeling never came though. There was always something else I wanted to do or accomplish before I left the country. And before I realized it, I'd been in Korea for over 7 years. With that realization, my mindset has started to change. Before, I didn't place too much emphasis on the apartment where I lived because I felt that my time here was fleeting and impermanent. Why would I invest time, money, and effort into something I was going to have to leave? It's fine to think that way when you're studying abroad for a year, but it's a crummy way to approach life when you're in a country for over 7 years. That's why this time around, I'm treating this new home like the two-way relationship it is, furnishing it and decorating it as best I know how, putting in the proper time and money investment to make it into a real home. In return, I know it will be an environment that provides me the comfort and stability I need every evening when I return home from a hard day of work. I often fall into the trap of expecting my living situation to provide me with everything I need, without ever having to put in effort to maintain it. But just like a relationship between people, I have a responsibility to invest into my home if I want to truly benefit from my time living here. Of all the things that I bought to fill my home, I am most excited about my new desk. I haven't had a space dedicated only to work for nearly a decade, but I think it's about time that the table I eat on and the table I work on are not the same surface. Psychologically, I find that to be very important. With this desk in front of this big window, I'm already giddy thinking about all the projects I'll be able to complete, taking a few moments from time to time to gaze at the swaying metasequoia branches. Most things in my life I'm very happy with, but just like with a romantic partner, there are things I wish were different. Some of it I will do my best to improve, and other things I'll have to learn to live with, because overall, I'm quite happy with where I am. I know I won't be perfect in keeping my new place well maintained, but I promise to do my best. I hope it'll also keep up its side of the bargain and not require too many major repairs.
안녕, 들어와.
I don't know how long I'll be in this home. I have a standard Korean renter's lease, so it's 2 years at least and 4 if I renew. But I'm not going to let that time limit stop me from living a life of permanence. In our lives, the future is never 100% certain, so if we constantly live as if everything could change at a moment's notice, we often miss out on the ability to build something that means something to us. No matter how long I stay here, I want to look back and be able to remember all of the good times I had here, both alone and with friends. I hope you all are able to do that as well. Maybe there are things you dislike about the place where you live, but I'd like to think that there's always a little something we can find in our homes that we love or can at least appreciate. Just like the people in our lives, sometimes we don't get much choice about where we're able to live, but if we do our best to fulfill our responsibilities to our homes, most of the time I find they pay us back tenfold. Thank you for watching this little glimpse into my new home. I hope your own homes are full of love and comfort, and I wish you all the best.